Here, this perp back with another video, and I just got out of watching a early screening of Wicked. This is starring Cynthia Evero. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I know she was in some little controversy over a fan-made poster. I didn't really think too much of it. To me, it was kind of like a nothing burger. I was still going to go check this movie out because I never got to see the play, but I remember the songs because if you are a person that went to middle school or something like that during the early 2000s and you did a music class, you definitely have learned about a lot of these different songs on in Wicked. And this also has Ariana Grande playing Glinda in this. She's like the good witch of the East, you know what I'm saying? And man, this is such a fascinating film for many reasons, and I'm glad that I got around to checking it out. It is a musical, so I know how some people feel about musicals, but this off rip is the best musical of the year. A lot of people showed out to check this out, and I knew this movie was going to be big just because of the popularity and just the fandom surrounding this movie, because this is all about the origins of the Wicked Witch of the West, which, you know, when everybody makes these lists of top cinematic villains, people forget to mention the Wicked Witch of the West. Like, that is damn near iconic. It's been around for almost close to 100 years, you know, almost getting there. But before she becomes the Wicked Witch of the West, she goes by the name of Elphaba. And this movie starts off pretty damn dark, as, you know, we all kind of know the story of Wizard of Oz and how it ended with Dorothy throwing the water onto the Wicked Witch of the West, and she started melting. And in the beginning of this movie, you just kind of see them cheering and celebrating that the witch is dead. But once you kind of get the backstory on the Wicked Witch of the West, it kind of changes your perception of the whole entire world of the Wizard of Oz. And it's so fascinating because there's so many different things in this movie that attribute her to becoming this iconic villain that we get to know later on in the story. So as they're celebrating, somebody interrupts Glinda from leaving and asks, did you know the Wicked Witch of the West? Did you know her? And this is where she starts to tell the story about Elphaba and how she met her during school, this was kind of bizarre to me because I don't know if this was like a college or was this supposed to be high school, because there were some grown-ass looking people going to this school. And it's, what's interesting is the propaganda surrounding the Wizard of Oz, of how so many people admire him. He's gotten so many people fooled, because we all know that the Wizard of Oz is a fraud, which plays perfectly with what they kind of go with this story. But starting with her relationship with Glinda, and how they went from just being ops, just not really liking each other, to actually becoming best friends. And I really like just even showing, before she meets Glinda, that the moment she was born, she was hated just because she had green skin. She was the only person with green skin, so people just don't even look at her as human. They look at her as a freak. Her father treats her like shit, even going as far as blaming her birth on the reason that her sister came out disabled, and which led to the death of her own mother. Is just such a dark kind of story for just a character that we thought was pure evil, but was just corrupted by her surroundings. And going from Glinda to also the headmaster of this school, played by Michelle Yeoh. I think her name's something Marble. Anyways, she also plays a huge pivotal part on, creating this villain, where she manipulates her into using her power, but she wants the power for the wizard. And once the whole kind of curtain gets pulled and she realizes nothing is really good here, this is all because of the wizard. There's also this subplot of the animals suddenly stop, not able to talk anymore, and they're being used for nefarious reasons, which is her big reasoning on why she wants to meet the wizard, and hoping that the wizard could change this, not knowing that the wizard is actually kind of behind this and he's up to no good. And like I said, he's a fraud. These people are the actual villains, but they kind of really do a good job of just doing the foreshadowing, like even giving her the witch's hat, where at first she just, hated how people looked at her, to now just kind of embracing this villain that they have created. And I'm glad that they also made it clear that this is a part 1. So I am definitely looking for part 2, because now we're going to get to see her be this fully realized character, this fully realized villain, and I'm curious to see where it goes from here. I thought this was a really dope musical. It had a lot of dope musical numbers. I saw this in a packed crowd, so there was definitely a lot of applauding, a lot of people getting emotional. I could just hear people sniffling and just, definitely crying at a lot of emotional moments, laughing. There was a lot of laughter throughout this whole entire movie, at least with my experience. Just the performances overall, the set design is incredible in this movie. Just everything. Definitely worth watching. It's a bit long. It's clocking in at 2 hours and 40 minutes, but I really didn't feel the runtime. I felt like the pacing was really dope, and it did a good job of just establishing our main characters and the conflicts. Overall, very satisfied with this movie. One of the best I've seen all year, performance-wise, music, set design, everything was really dope. I want to see if they'll be able to land this plane with part 2. Let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments below. Are you a big fan of Wicked? Does this match up with the play, the Broadway play? Let me know, because I've never watched that. Did you notice any special cameos? You know what I'm saying? But till next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.